Next on the Young Indiana Jones Chronicles.
I say stop the war! Now!
I believe there could be an insurrection any time in the next 2 weeks.
It's the perfect birthday present.
I think so, too.
Don't tell them that the Bolsheviks are making their move now. You'll end up with egg on your face.
Don't do this! Sergei! Irina, stop! They're waiting for you, Sergei! Stop!
Excuse me, sir, but the exhibition's about to close for today.
It's labeled wrong.
What?
This picture, it's labeled wrong. See what it says here. Young enthusiasts bring Bolsheviks to power. Russia, October 1917.
It's definitely the Russian Revolution. And our research department has done extensive studies.
This is not October, it's July. And these young enthusiasts didn't bring the Bolsheviks to power. They nearly had them knocked right out of the game.
Sir, if you think you know better than experts in the history of the
There's another
period,
thing. See that kid holding the banner there? When this picture was made, that kid had exactly 30 seconds to live. See, most people think the communists got rid of the Tsar. It wasn't so. He'd been overthrown before 1917 had hardly gotten started. The people starved and chased him right off the throne. The big question then was, what kind of government would they have instead? Would it be the moderate, middle-class men who set up the provisional government when the Tsar fell and wanted to turn Russia into a nice, respectable democracy? Or would it be Lenin or one of the other wild radicals who wanted to turn the entire place upside down and start again? I was there at the time, working for French intelligence. You know what my job was? Making sure Lenin didn't come to power. Because if anybody wanted to stop Lenin, it was the French.
So, the agitators have been stirring up the machine gun regiment again. Something's going on, Captain Defonse.
I think the Bolsheviks are starting to make their move, sir. I've had lots of reports of...
You're way off, Brossard. The Bolsheviks talk big, but they're still small potatoes.
Défense. Lenin is promising to pull Russia out of the war if he comes to power. Have you any idea how that sounds to soldiers who've been stuck in a waterlogged trench for years?
You don't have to tell me about the trenches, Brossard. I've been there. I know what kind of hell that is. But that doesn't mean that Lenin's going to take over Russia.
My analysis suggests...
Sir, can Brossard get on with his analysis on his own? I'd rather be on the field collecting the facts instead of arguing with him about what they mean.
The facts are no use without analysis, Captain. Your Russian is excellent. You decode well. I need you here.
You think so much of yourself, Défense. Why should he send you out in the field instead of me?
Because I'm a natural field agent, Brossard. And you're a natural desk clerk.
The only way you'd be any use in the field would be if they made you into a scarecrow.
Hey, when did this come in? Hey, hold the fort for me, would you? I have to go out for half an hour.
Hey, I don't have time to do your work, Défense. There's a whole load of...
Thanks, Captain. I knew I could rely on you.
Irina, is anybody here? Hey, Sergey, Irina, wait! Wait! Wait!
What happened, Indy? You look like you've seen a ghost.
You're going to the Petrograd Palace, aren't you?
I'm speaking there. I'm telling them what it's like in the trenches.
Yeah, I mean, someone's got to tell them. We've got to stop this war.
Don't go, Sergey.
Why not?
Stay away from the Petrograd Palace today.
Why?
Because he's a deserter.
So?
It's going to be a dangerous place for deserters, okay?
How do you know?
You know I can't tell you that. Just trust me. Hey, are we friends?
So you're friends.
Then you promise.
All right. I promise.
Good. I've got to get back to work. So, see you tonight at the Bear Pit?
Please. I've just come from a meeting with Kerensky and members of the provisional government, and have to tell you, in the strictest confidence, that I seriously doubt whether they can hold on to power until the elections.
Things have grown more and more volatile ever since Lenin returned from exile. The next 3 months are crucial.
I believe there could be an insurrection any time in the next 2 weeks. The provisional government is desperate for any information. I expect you all to work with the utmost diligence.
Remember, if the Bolsheviks come to power and Russia pulls out of the war, millions of German troops will be free to come to the battlefields of France and overrun us.
I might add that there will probably be a promotion in this for whoever provides the information we need, or a more attractive assignment.
Возьмите, пожалуйста.
Спасибо.
Hi, Indy. Come and have some tea. They just filled the samovar. Thank you so much for loaning me this. I admire Mr. H.G. Wells so much.
One government for the whole world? I love the time machine and the invisible man, but I'm sure I agree with his politics.
Why not? The system we've got now is working so well.
Look, Rosa, H.G. Wells, Bernard Shaw, our own Maxim Gorky. All these writers think they know how to create a paradise on Earth like they can in their books. It's not possible.
Anything's possible now. The Tsar is gone. We decide what happens next.
No, we don't. God decides. Paradise is in heaven, not on Earth. Trying to create paradise here is just going to cause endless suffering.
So, how are things at the hospital, Rosa?
Well, we had 2 more children die today because there's no sulfur. It's all gone to the front. The war is ruining us, like it's ruining everything else in Russia.
You're beginning to sound like a Bolshevik, Rosa.
You don't have to be a Bolshevik to be against the war. Everyone hates the war. And as soon as the provisional government holds the elections, it'll be over.
If the provisional government gets to hold the elections...
Of course they will. Who's going to stop them? If ever there was a time of hope, this is it.
Well, Comrade Spy, we spent a very busy but very uneventful afternoon folding leaflets, and my brilliant speech went unheard. I hope you are satisfied.
You made the right choice, my friend. Maybe this will make up for your disappointment.
Wow, butter. I haven't seen that for weeks.
Brad, Spy, I love you.
Well, if the French ambassador knew he was supporting a gang of revolutionaries, he'd have a heart attack.
Next time we'll get those bastards.
Hey, Boris, what's happened?
It's all right, it's all right. Look, I got a bottle of vodka. How long is it since we last saw vodka, huh?
Last night?
Oh, Boris, so what's happened this time?
What happened was I was waiting for you to make your damn speech outside the turret palace. Suddenly soldiers appear and start rounding up deserters to send them back to the front. I'm telling you, there was blood everywhere.
How do you spies know all these things?
Come on, Irene, we have an agreement, don't we? You don't ask me what goes on at the French embassy. I don't ask you what goes on at Bolshevik headquarters.
But why did you get into fight with them, Boris? You're not a deserter.
Eh? Oh, I didn't get this fighting. I got this stealing the vodka damn shop window. And stop wasting it. This is for a party.
Putting in a little extra time, Captain?
Hello. Is India bad?
Should be. It says cabbage.
Can I help?
We won't waste the peel. Put it in the oven. We'll bake it instead.
Hi.
Hello.
Hi. Something smells good. Terrific. And here's something else the ambassador's not going to miss tonight.
Well, that's perfect. Just what we need. You should speak to him. It's no good staring at him like a little sheep.
But really, he realizes he must.
Rosa, one thing in life you have to understand. Men are really stupid.
Except when they're enlightened revolutionaries.
Especially if they are enlightened revolutionaries.
Let me have a chunk now.
No, it's not for now. We have to save it.
Save it, but I'm hungry.
Sergei, come on.
Yes. Hey, you started without me.
It's really buzzing out there, you know. I haven't seen people this worked up since we threw out the Tsar.
One of the priests at the seminary said he's heard that the Bolsheviks are going to stage a coup within the next 10 days.
Really? Know anything about that, Sergei?
Hey, Comrade Spy. Remember our deal?
Check.
I just don't think I can go through with this.
You can do it, Rosa. You can distract his attention.
Checkmate.
Just keep him away from the apartment until 9 o'clock.
I'll try.
Hi, ladies. Conspiring?
You men are so suspicious. No, I have to write an essay on Charles Dickens tonight. And a leaflet on land seizure for my boss at the Bolshevik headquarters.
Indy, there's a Mozart recital on at the conservatoire this evening. They're playing the concerto for clarinet, and I was
Clarinet
wondering...
concerto. Rosie, you know the way right to my heart. Do you want to come?
Yeah, that'd be lovely. It's been cancelled.
They've been sent to the front to entertain the troops.
Yeah. This is terrible.
Are you all right?
Just feeling a little weak.
Maybe I should take you home. You probably just need to rest.
No. I just need to get some fresh air. It's a little faintness, that's all. It'll go away.
You sure you're all right?
Let's just walk. I want to show you something. Isn't it beautiful?
Yeah, it's wonderful. Rosie, you're trembling. I think I should take you back. I really think...
No, please. It's just a little chill. The most lovely charm of St. Petersburg, I think, is that there's every kind of bridge one can imagine.
Those griffins remind me of my dog.
Do you miss your home?
I miss hot dogs, and root beer floats, and baseball.
Not your family?
Well, my mom died a few years ago.
I'm sorry.
And my dad would probably kill me if I ever went home.
Are you all right?
I'm just tired. I didn't get much sleep last night.
Were you working? I'm sorry.
Maybe we should start back towards the apartment.
Let's go back this way.
Are you sure? It seems like the wrong direction.
If we go this way, we'll get to cross a bridge with the most wonderful cast iron railings. Are you mad at me?
No, of course not. It's truly magical. I'm glad. It's the perfect birthday present.
It's your birthday? Why didn't you say something?
It's no big deal. It's the perfect way to spend it.
I think so, too. This way.
Hey, we're right back where we started.
I guess I took us in a circle. I'm sorry.
Indy! Rosa! What an amazing coincidence. Tell me, how was the concert?
It's been cancelled. I've been showing Indy the bridges of St. Petersburg for the last hour and a half.
Ah, well, you're a very lucky man. The bridges of St. Petersburg are so exciting. Come along, old friend. Let's get you home, huh?
I was thinking about that, too.
Hey, Dimitri! What a surprise!
Showing off your fancy footwork. Come and cut your cake. We're all hungry.
Cake? A revolutionary cake. More ingenuity than raisins.
It's typical, isn't it? We get a cake and who gets to divide it up? The capitalist.
He's not cutting the cake because he's a capitalist. He's cutting it because it's his birthday.
That's how things used to be, Dmitri. Everything used to depend on birth.
Yes. If you were born a noble, you got that much. No, if you were born a peasant...
Or a worker.
You got that much. That's feudalism for you. The Tsar is gone. We're through with it.
Whereas if you wisely decide to become capitalist, then the guy that bakes the cake gets the nice big slice because he's smart and ingenious.
But workers who actually did the mixing get the little teeny bits. So the way to achieve justice is...
Through socialism, where the smart capitalist can bake the cake, but the government, in this case me, makes sure he gives the workers an absolutely fair share of it.
Word work, Rosa. The capitalists are too smart for that. If you try getting the cake away from them, it falls into pieces. No, the people must bake the cake and the state must divide it up equally, so everyone gets a fair share according to what he needs. And that's what communism is all about.
And this is anarchism in practice.
because it's your birthday.
Now, this is where, if we were rich, we would give our friend a sumptuous present. But because we are not rich, and in fact we don't have any money at all, we'll give him something much better. We'll take him to see history being made. When you hear Lenin speak, then you'll know what communism is all about.
Gentlemen, he is not a happy man.
Comrades, a question. How many more of your young men must die in this war before the capitalists who started it are satisfied? Before they have enough profit from building the tanks, the guns, the shells? How many? 50,000, a million, 2 million? I say none. I say stop the war now. Simple. We want peace for the soldier. We want bread for our workers. We want land for our peasants. No! But that is only the beginning. When we come to power, we will utterly change this nation into something the world has never seen before. Under communism, Russia will be governed by the people in one great armed militia, ordinary people running their everyday affairs themselves. The dictatorship of the proletariat. This will develop into a society so perfect that the state itself will wither away. What do Kerensky and the provisional government offer instead? Capitalism with lighter chains for the workers. There can be no compromise with these frauds. Peace, bread, land. Keep on saying it until all Russia rises up to demand it, and then we will lead the proletariat to victory!
Well, indeed. Happy birthday.
Hey, thanks.
He's wrong. They're pulling back on the front. Now is the time.
No, it's not. Timing is everything. Get it wrong now and it all goes up in smoke.
Thank you. You must be very tired.
No, actually, I still have some things I have to do.
At this hour?
I'm afraid so. I'll see you in the morning. Back at the apartment?
Bye.
presence. The moment has come for the people to strike without mercy and bring Kerensky and his henchmen down into the dust of history. We will gather at and march on the Tauride Palace at... Damn it, no dates.
See? I told you there was nobody here.
Captain. How nice of you to drop in.
Do you never go home? You love steelworks, huh? Is that your best deduction so far?
It's only the key to the whole thing.
Come on, the Petrograd Steelworks is just another big industrial plant. Doesn't mean anything.
Défense. It's only the biggest concentration of industrial workers in St. Petersburg. 30,000 of them. When those people are ready to attack the government, the Bolsheviks will strike.
Huh. I don't remember that.
Hi, Indy.
Rosa, have you been waiting here for me? Why?
Because I love you.
Wow.
I shouldn't be saying this, should I? I'm embarrassing you.
No. It's just...
When I'm with you, I feel alive. And when you're gone, it's as if someone has just shut me in a tomb.
Rosa.
It's all right, Indy. You don't need to say anything. I got it wrong, didn't I?
Rosa, I like you so much. You're smart and funny and pretty. But love is a weird thing. It's kind of like lightning. And you can no more make it strike than you can stop it if it decides to hit you.
And you haven't been struck. I sometimes envy Sergei and Irina. They've got it all planned out. As soon as the revolution is over, they're going to move out into the country.
Yeah, I know. Sergei's going to build a log cabin by a stream and catch fish.
They're going to raise a family there. I sometimes think when they're standing up there telling the steel workers to storm the barricades, all they really think about is that little cabin in the country.
The steel workers?
Any workers. I just say this because they're going to talk to some steel workers this morning.
Which steel workers? Did they say which steel plant they were going to?
I don't know, Indy. What does it matter?
Why? Are we interrupting something?
Sergei, you're so dumb sometimes. See you later.
Good luck at the Putilov works.
What makes you think we're going there?
You'd have to whip up the Putilov workers if the revolution was starting tomorrow, wouldn't you?
What are you talking about?
I've been reading the literature, Irina. All the leaflets about the rallies and the meetings and the marches. I know they're happening all the time, but there's more of them happening in the next 48 hours than there have been for weeks. I know the Putilov Steelworks is the key. And now I know you're on your way to stir up the workers. So don't tell me the Bolshevik Revolution isn't starting, Sergei.
You have to find this out to tell your bosses, haven't you, Indy? That's okay. I understand. Everybody has a job to do. Well, let me do you a favor. Don't tell them the Bolsheviks are making their move now, because they aren't.
Well, you would say...
First thing is that we're not going to the Putilov Steelworks. We are going to A Steelworks, but not that one. That doesn't matter. But I'm going to tell you something that does. Indy, where do you think Lenin is?
As of last night, he was at Bolshevik headquarters.
He's on his way to Finland.
Finland?
The man is exhausted. He's worn out. He's going to recuperate. Now, ask yourself this. Have you ever heard of a revolution starting when the leader was on holiday?
That is not the only reason why the Bolsheviks are not making the move now. It's much more basic than that. Russia isn't ready.
Lenin knows we could take St. Petersburg right now.
And hold it for about a week, not more, before we got thrown out.
The simple fact is that not enough people support us yet. Not enough soldiers, not enough workers, not enough peasants. We'll be wiped out.
In a few months' time, we'll have persuaded them, but not yet.
Anyway, if you go and tell your bosses the Bolshevik Revolution is coming anytime soon, you'll end up with egg on your face. I promise. Believe me, Indy, this is not the time.
Friendship isn't easy either. Is it, Indy?
Six months ago, we introduced you to the Nissan.
It's not just the Russian government, but my superiors in Paris. They're demanding a report today. Your assessments.
Sir, I believe the Bolshevik uprising will begin in the next 24 hours, Ambassador.
Really? What's your proof, Captain Brossard?
Proof one, sir. The latest offensive against the Germans is failing, and more soldiers are deserting from the front.
What does that mean?
Proof two. Regiments stationed in St. Petersburg itself are refusing to go to the front and are thus available for insurrection here. The most dangerous are the machine gun regiment and the Kronstadt sailors.
However, if you take
Proof three. In the next 48 hours, there are more rallies and protest meetings scheduled than at any time since the Tsar fell. I believe they will culminate in a march on the Tauride Palace, probably on the evening of the 5th.
Cogent reasoning, Brossard. Henri, what is your view?
Well, if the Bolsheviks storm the palace now, there'd be precious little to stop them.
Except the fact that the timing is entirely wrong.
Wrong, Captain Defense. Why wrong?
Because the Bolsheviks don't have the support in the country or the army yet. They know that they could capture St. Petersburg, but they also know that they couldn't hold it.
Yes, there is a lot of truth in that, Ambassador. The Bolsheviks are dangerous, but they are also cautious.
Furthermore, I've been among the Bolshevik activists, those who'd know if anything's going on. And they know nothing.
It's Bolshevik practice to keep ordinary members in the dark.
Everything Lenin said has been firing them up too.
Brossard may be totally wrong in most of his analysis, but he is right to mention Lenin. If you want to know what's going on in this revolution, follow Lenin.
Well, naturally, we do follow Lenin. We have agents whose sole task that is.
Then, if you check with them, Ambassador, I think you'll find that as of last night, he's on holiday in Finland. Hardly the right place from which to mount a coup d'etat in St. Petersburg.
Monsieur Laurentine, do we have those reports?
They just arrived, sir. Captain Defense is quite correct.
Lenin crossed the Finnish border this morning, and he's reported to be suffering from extreme nervous exhaustion.
Ah, really? Well done, Defense. Good intelligence work. You may have a future out in the field. Interesting thinking, Brossard. But perhaps you let your enthusiasm run away with you. Thank you, gentlemen. I studied the documents, but I'm pleased to say it looks as though the Second Russian Revolution is not upon us yet. Good day.
Okay, I think that's it for today. I'm telling you, I'm glad I'm not going to be doing this for much longer. You're a good desk man, Brossard, but I need to be out in the real world.
Is that so, Captain?
You see, I like doing things, not reading about them. And, well, I believe it's going to pay off. I'll think of you slaving away down here while I'm out tracking the enemy through the streets of some exotic city.
Good. It's nice to know someone cares about you.
Captain Defense, Captain Brossard, report at once to the crisis room above the ambassador's office.
Crisis room? I didn't even know we had it.
Just open one. The Bolshevik uprising began an hour ago.
Out of your file room, Captain. Not for long, I fear.
I'd like you to man one of the phones, right here. Defense. Brossard, over here with me.
The machine gun regiment has taken over the Finland station, Ambassador.
They're going around all the army units stationed in the city, urging them to join them in overthrowing the government.
Mark it on the map, man. Mark it on the map. I want to see what is going on.
At the corner of where? Spalanaya, Nevsky Prospect. There are Bolshevik armored cars at the corner of Spalanaya Street and the Nevsky Prospect.
There are Bolshevik armored cars at all the major intersections, Captain. Thank you. I think your phone is ringing again.
They have blocked all the bridges over the Neva, sir.
Lenin has returned from Finland.
If you love steelworks.
He's gone straight to Bolshevik headquarters and is addressing a massive crowd.
The Kronstadt sailors are heading for the capital, Ambassador. 10,000 of them.
Trotsky is addressing a giant crowd outside the Tauride Palace.
Persuading them to march on the capital, right? Right. Any names? Sergei. Alif.
France will never recognize a Russia run by the Soviets.
Liars.
Lenin's speech to the Kronstadt sailors has just come in.
And I know what it says. All power to the Soviets. Forward to the Tauride Palace.
Well, not exactly, sir. Comrades, you must excuse me, I've been ill. In spite of temporary difficulties, I am certain we will be victorious. Though this demands from us restraint, determination, and constant alertness.
Not exactly fighting talk.
And we also know now what Trotsky was telling the crowd at the Tauride Palace.
Which was?
Go home.
Go home?
The time is not right for insurrection. Disperse until you are called on.
Good Lord. Perhaps Lenin really was on holiday. Perhaps it wasn't a ruse.
Are people listening to these instructions?
They're just...
No, sir. The Bolshevik leaders are trying to restrain the people, but nobody's taking any notice.
I'm beginning to like this. It has a smell of disaster about it.
The Cossacks are out, sir. They've decided to back the government. There's snipers on the rooftops firing on the marchers.
That, Captain, is the sort of news I like to hear. You know what's happened, don't you? Our revolutionary friend Lenin has overexcited the people. They've listened to one speech too many and taken the initiative themselves.
By tomorrow morning, the streets of St. Petersburg will be running with blood.
And all of it red.
Who wants to go on fighting this war? Who wants a pack of fat bourgeois running this country? So let's go and throw them out, every last one of them. Andy, what are you doing here?
Trying to stop you from getting killed. Don't go.
We're not pulling out now.
I've come here to tell you that if you march on the Tauride Palace now, you'll go down in a hail of bullets. They're ready for you.
Lies.
You may have lied to me, Sergei, but I'm not lying to you.
We lied to you, Comrade Spy, because you crossed the line. You tried to take advantage of our friendship.
Okay, but that's not the point anymore. The point is that I know your revolution is going to fail.
Come on. How can you know something like that?
Because not even Lenin is backing it. As of this moment, all the top Bolsheviks are out trying to hold the people back, make them go home.
Maybe the men at the top are scared. Maybe they're too frightened to grab the power while they've got the chance. But we're not.
What about the Cossacks?
What about the Cossacks?
The Cossacks have come out in favor of the government. They're snipers on the rooftops all along the main roads.
How do we know you're telling the truth?
Because I'm your friend.
Indy, you work for a government that wants the revolution to fail.
And we have thousands of people here who'll tip the balance between success and failure. You think we're going to hold them back on your word?
Yes, on my word as your friend.
Look, don't you see that I'm trying to help you? Don't do...
Indy, sorry, too much.
Hello? Anybody there? Oh, Indy? I didn't think there was anybody here. I just came round because I found some meat. I was going to cook a stew and surprise everybody when they came back.
Well, save yourself the trouble, Rosa. They're not coming back.
Not coming? What do you mean?
I mean that as we speak, they're leading a pointless march of thousands of people right into an ambush by a regiment of Cossacks.
We've got to warn them.
I already did. They didn't believe me.
Do you blame them? So what are you going to do?
Do? There's nothing I can do. I offered them what I had. They said no thanks.
Well, they're my friends, and I'm not going to let that happen.
Hey, Rosa, wait for me! Look up there on the rooftops. Machine guns.
They cut them to pieces.
She'll heal you. Sergei, come back. Sergei. Oh, God. Sergei, come back. Don't die.
So long, old friend. Irina. I always...
No. No.
400 people died that day before they realized the revolution wasn't happening. Lenin fled and the Bolsheviks were smashed. Not for long, but that was summer. The summer of hope. By October, it was a different story. But October was a long way off. See that blur there on the left? I reckon that must be me.
The Young Indiana Jones Chronicles will be right back.
Hear the sound. Like a melody. Indy falls in love with 3 women.
And all I've been able to think about is you.
What did I get myself into? Every man's dream, pal.
I hear you're in serious trouble, Mr. Jones.
And George Gershwin helps him choose. Can't you at least give one of them up? Young Indiana Jones and the Scandal of 1920.
This is Bill Ritter. Sunday, how to make reading the paper a family affair. Also, traveling without busting your budget. And what if Bill Clinton gave out the Oscars? On Good Morning America, Sunday.
Stay tuned for Matlock next.